And good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner on the 30th of July. It's Thursday. And how are you this morning, Ollie?
Yep, all good here, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, quite excited. I'm going off any minute now to the Great Wheel Vore to see the drill rig that Tamar Minerals has got. I believe it's not quite turning yet. They're still getting the hay barrels in place to suppress the noise, but I will see it when I get there. I'm also going with a local high net worth individual who's put a lot of money into a lot of projects down in Cornwall. And actually, there's some very good news for Tamar Minerals. People forget that it still has exposure to their gold projects in Queensland, particularly Specimen Hill, where White Energy are looking to basically acquire it off them for 2 million Aussie dollars. This morning, White Energy have just released that they have had some very good um, drilling and geochemical results identifying multiple copper, gold, silver, hydrothermal vectors. Goodness me, for a non-geologist, that was quite a lot to say. But look, we know that White Energy, which has just recently got cashed up, is very interested in the Specimen Hill. They're almost certainly going to buy it, which brings quite a lot of cash back into Tamar Minerals. And they keep a royalty, which maybe they sell. I don't know. That's for the company to decide. But it's actually very, very good news. The market probably won't respond to it, though. It should do. But ultimately, also, of course, the drilling is so important. If Tamar Minerals hits what they expect, the price will go ballistic. If it doesn't, clearly it then drops back. Anyway, sorry, that was me, but that's local. Over to you, Ollie, and I probably should start with some news out on Halo, which is there's the old Camel project down in Chile on the coast, redoing the tailings there. There's quite interesting news there. You better talk about that, Ollie.
Well, they'd had a challenge against their environmental appeal. This is well before they listed in November, so it's all run along concurrently, but it's all been rejected and their original environmental approval upheld. We talked previously about how that environmental approval had taken a long time to get, and it was a key milestone for why Halo felt able to take on the project and actually develop it themselves, it having been kept on care and maintenance by Camel for a long time.
Yeah, look, it's good news. The price is up 5% first thing this morning, 10.25, still below the IPO price. But there's a lot of interest in this, and we're taking quite a lot of interest in it ourselves. We think there's a lot of opportunity here. So let's see where it goes and what Andrew Dennon has to say about it all. What else, Ollie?
Anglo American's first half results, similar theme to what we saw from Rio the other day. EBITDA up strongly 35% year on year to 4 billion, and a big increase in the dividend from $0.07 a share up to $0.23 a share. That's in line with the 40% payout policy, so that's a bit lower than Rio's 50%, but it's still a significant jump. Obviously, all of the restructuring and M&A activity is going alongside this. Copper production was flat though at 344,000 tons, and iron ore production was actually down slightly. We've also got half-year results out from Endeavour Mining. They produced 564,000 ounces, an AISC of $1,871 an ounce. So clearly, in the price environment for Q2, they did very well there, and they produced record free cash flow of $761 million. In fact, the share price has pulled back a huge amount since the peak in March. It's now off about sort of 40%. I don't think the free cash flow will have dropped that much, given what's happened with gold prices. It is a long retracement for the performance, and a big dividend there as well, $230 million, 95, 0.95 per share.
Yeah, I mean, it peaked at about £52. So it's dropped back to below £35. And people just forget that once you get gold prices up at this level, it doesn't really matter whether it's 4,000 or 4,400. They absolutely throw off cash. The margin is just enormous. there has been this whole retrenchment of the gold, of all of sort of majors in mining, be it gold or copper or whatever. They all look pretty attractive. And, in this unstable geopolitical world, commodities is where you want your money, really. So, yeah, I think there's quite a lot of buying opportunities for those that have got money and want to invest in the market. We are on a bit of a sell in May, go away, so you might want to wait until St. Ledger Day. But it's not long till we get there. Okay, anything else, Ollie?
Endeavour Silver in Mexico, their production for just Q2, not the first half, was 1.9 million ounces of silver and 10,500 ounces of gold. So that's 3.4 million ounces of silver equivalent, which was up 31% year on year. Obviously, higher silver and gold prices, that combination meant revenues were up very strongly. So $212 million, up 49% year on year. And mine cash flow of $100 million, which was up 330%, and unit costs at just $23.5 an ounce. So their cash position is now over $200 million, which will help them as they're actually building projects also in Mexico.
We like Mexican silver stocks, full stop, really. They're all looking pretty attractive. They have each have their own nuances, but we know a lot of them and have visited a lot of them. So, okay, that's pretty about it, isn't it, Ollie?
I would say so, yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'm not sure we'll be back. We may be back tomorrow. We'll see. It's Friday anyway. Everyone's looking forward to Friday. Very good. Back tomorrow.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.